You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. An off-duty Rockville Center police detective has been indicted for hate crimes. Prosecutors say John Murphy attacked a cell phone company worker while using a racial slur. The 41-year-old allegedly damaged the worker's vehicle as well. The Manorville man faces up to 2 to 7 years in prison. And police arrested a 21-year-old in connection to videos of him allegedly pranking small businesses.
And in a couple of these instances, if you've seen them on social media, he really exploited the kindness of people in the community for his own benefit. He is clearly making money off of these videos, and he now has to deal with felony charges.
So officials say Kyle Vasquez dumped 50 raw eggs over his head at a Ralph's in Center Reach and then posted the video to social media. The Coral man was also seen dumping a giant bucket of beans over his head on a TikTok video. Now, police are asking anyone who may have been a victim of these pranks to call the 6th Precinct Investigative Unit at 631-854-8626. And Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman says he will not appoint any members to the new board that oversees Nassau University Medical Center.
The state blatantly passed a law, which is illegal, to take over Nassau University Medical Center with the sole interest in closing the hospital as we know it.
Now, the parent company of NUMC reported a $1.4 million deficit at the end of 2024. A spokesman for Governor Kathy Hochul says the state is prioritizing patient care and financial stability at the hospital. We have some Knicks news for you. The Knicks, well, they fired their head coach. Tom Thibodeau helped the team make it to the conference final for the first time in 25 years. He took the team to the postseason 4 times in his 5 seasons with the Knicks. There's no word yet on his replacement, though. The team did put out a statement on social media saying, in part, our organization is singularly focused on winning a championship for our fans. Tom will always be a part of our Knicks family. All right, now a quick look at tomorrow's weather. It was a stunner today, sunny, bright temps in the high 70s. Tomorrow we have a lot of the same with temps in the mid 70s with that sun overhead. We'll have that 7-day forecast for you later in the broadcast. All right, so only in Newsday, how are Long Island schools preparing for the state's new bell-to-bell cell phone ban? Virginia Huey takes a look.
Starting this fall, locking up the cell phone will be students' first assignment every day in schools across New York. A bell-to-bell phone ban passed under the state budget requires school districts to ban students from using smartphones during the entire school day.
It's a big problem.
Giancarlo Genovese and other students at Ralph G. Reed Middle School in Central Islip say it's a big change that'll get some getting used to.
A lot of kids in the classroom using it, not paying attention, so I see why it's a big issue.
Governor Kathy Hochul pushed for the bell-to-bell ban, which is aimed at preventing compulsive social media use, cyberbullying, and distractions that interfere with schoolwork. 8th grader Oge Chukuka thinks it's a good idea.
It's going to help them focus on realizing here that they have to do their schoolwork, pass their classes, rather than focusing on, what he or she said about me online.
Classmate Christian Gomez agrees.
So with this phone ban, we can get the students more into the school, more into the community.
Under the mandate, each district will be required to come up with their own rules about storage. That may mean requiring the students to put their cell phones away in their lockers or purchasing pouches for the students to put their cell phones in.
There will be challenges, right, with any new initiative.
Principal Anthony Coggiano says the school will work on making the transition in the coming weeks.
And I know that our Board of Education has scheduled meetings for June and July to really make sure that everything is ready to go for the new mandate.
Some districts on Long Island already have an all-day cell phone ban. Locust Valley Middle School made the move 2 years ago.
And it's really worked out well for us. We've seen improved instruction. Our teachers are getting through more of the scope and sequence of their curriculum. We've also seen a 100% reduction in suspensions related to cell phone misuse.
I don't think we should be using phones during school at all, because school is when you learn, I don't need to be texting my friends.
The mandate includes exemptions for students with medical conditions and learning disabilities. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Newsday is celebrating a journalism honor today, and it's an important one. Our staff was awarded the New York Press Club's Gabe Pressman Truth to Power Award last night in Manhattan. It's for the lawsuit challenging Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman after he, quote, froze out Newsday reporters and revoked Newsday's status as Nassau's official newspaper.
This is about every journalist, every newsroom, every reader. When public officials try to silence the press because they don't like what we're covering, that's abuse of power.
Now, Newsday took home 5 awards for journalism excellence. You can see more about these projects over at Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Right, the first electric aircraft flight in the nation has taken off from East Hampton.
This aircraft is quiet on takeoff and near silence in overflight. Noise and emissions have been a concern with the public for a long time. And when you have quiet and emission-free aircraft, it unlocks the opportunity for more landing zones that are more convenient to people all over the country.
This morning, we welcomed the first electric-powered aircraft to land at one of our 3 major airports. Beta Technologies Electric Power Aliyah aircraft. This flight represents a major milestone in the development of this generation of aircraft.
It's a fully electric airplane. The batteries are all in the belly. It has dual redundant electric motors that are in the tail of the aircraft, and they're positioned there because that makes for a really slippery, efficient airplane, but it also makes it a super quiet airplane.
This shift away from traditional jet fuel unlocks the potential for the movement of people and goods while reducing emissions, reducing noise pollution, and improving air quality for communities surrounding the airports.
Transitioning from helicopters to quiet and emission-free aircraft. This is the very first step. The fact that we are actually flying as passengers at the very first passenger flight in the U.S. is happening in East Hampton is very important to us, and I think it's a testament to our dedication to, for the communities out here, that this is really something that's on the near-term horizon.
Shears, we're going fiber farming. Over at Long Island Yarn and Farm in Yaphank, llamas and all sorts of fur-tastic animals are living life one hay bale at a time.
You've got to go fast, and nobody is allowed to eat out of the buckets. That's just bad behavior.
And the mama of these llamas is none other than...
Hi, my name is Tabitha Hubbold, and I love this. This is what I love about my job, these goofy animals.
With 17 acres, 20 llamas, 1 alpaca, and a bunch of sheep, Hubbold says being a fiber farmer is no easy job.
It's not the same thing day in, day out.
With animals to tend to and a business to run, the charm of a farm runs mostly on hard work and long hours.
Day in and day out, hours on end, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's hard work.
And whether you're visiting or just passing through like I am, if there's work to do, she'll make you do it.
Let's go, Evan. I don't even have a dog. Here I am walking a llama.
As a fiber farmer, she takes the fur her animals produce and sells them in her store or online. She also shears animals for other farmers who want to have just the right cut. And shearing is not as easy as it looks.
Just start it so you can get a feel for it, yep.
Despite the long hours, the long days, and the long hair, Hubble says she wouldn't change her ways because if she's, quote, a llama mama, that means all these animals,
Like Sir Arthur, he's like, whatever.
are loved as her children.
The best part about my job is that I get to love these animals and I get to love them every day. I get to share them with other people.
The llamas were great. All right, so let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast, shall we? And it's going to be a stunner except one day, and that's Saturday, where we have some rain over the weekend. Thursday's a different story. We'll take a look at that later. But temps, they are elevated. We are in the 75-plus range, which you love to see. Summer is just so nice.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
You're watching Newsday TV. For more on all the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.